didn't seem worth the effort anymore. AO7 Race was widely regarded as complete, a track where, for one of the first times in Trackmania history, players had reached the human limit. But not everyone agreed with that assessment, because though to most players the 26-25 runs looked perfect, there was one player who saw more potential in the track than others could even begin to imagine. And that player was Pablo GD. In September of 2017, Pablo GD started going for the world record on AO7 Race. He quickly showed himself to be a very promising player, getting a 26-29 after playing the track for just a few hours, only 400ths behind Demon and Race Hunts. But he didn't stop there. He kept grinding, and a few days later, he managed to go even faster. 26-27, only 200ths of a second behind the Giants. And 1 month later, in October of 2017, Pablo got down to a 26-26, now just 100th of a second behind the two greatest players in the history of the track. And Pablo wasn't done yet. It would take a while for his next improvement, as it became harder and harder to find any significant time gain. But in January of 2018, Pablo GD got this run.
Man, delete that shit, bro. Delete it.
The interesting thing about Pablo GD is that not a lot is known about him. He's a very mysterious player, and he generally doesn't interact a lot with the rest of the community, in discords or on forums. He occasionally plays on online servers, but instead of chatting, he mostly just plays the game, and you're very lucky to ever see him type a few words in chat. I myself vividly remember in 2015, when Pablo successfully did a very difficult shortcut on the track C9. Many players in Fastest Way Only, a Trackmania shortcutting team, had been trying to do it for weeks, and when Pablo GD got it, nobody could believe it. Everyone started freaking out about his record in the chat, and he just responded with a simple thank you. Though not a lot is known about Pablo as a person, when it came to AO7 Race, everyone knew that Pablo GD was a name to be reckoned with, as he did something that many other pro players couldn't, when he managed to tie Demon and Renaissance's outstanding 26-25. But unlike the others, Pablo wasn't content. He wanted to push onward and prove to everyone what he was truly capable of. Throughout 2018, Pablo continued playing AO7 Race. And finally, after 10 long months of grinding, in October of 2018, Pablo GD got this run. (26-24), finding another 100th of improvement and setting an incredibly strong world record on the track.
No way!
To most players, that was it. The ultimate AO7 run. Perhaps Demon or Renaissance could equal his time in the future, but many were convinced that this record would never be beaten again. And the people who thought that were mostly correct in their prediction, but they had forgot to account for just one thing: Pablo GD himself. Because believe it or not, Pablo GD wasn't done grinding AO7. He wanted absolute perfection, so he kept playing the track. And on Christmas morning 2018, Pablo gave the Trackmania community this nice present. 26-23. He had now not only beaten the Trackmania legends on AO7 race, he had completely crushed everyone. It was a completely astonishing record, and when Demon saw it, he said game, set and match, GG, and threw in the towel. Pablo was in a league of his own on AO7 race, and most of it could be attributed to his skill level. But one other thing that players noticed was perhaps his input device played a role as well. You see, Pablo GD plays Trackmania with a keyboard. Normally you wouldn't think of using a keyboard for a racing game, as it's usually better to use an analog device like a controller or a steering wheel that allows you to do smooth curves. But on AO7 race, it seemed like the track was actually favored towards keyboard players, because the track contained so many sharp corners, where you wanted to quickly switch from steering fully to the left to fully to the right. And this can be especially seen in the zigzag part near the ending, where before the last uphill, you want to go tight to the left around the last corner, use all the space available, and then quickly switch to steering to the right and drift up the hill. This movement is much easier and much faster to do on keyboard than having to move your thumb on an analog stick, and there was definitely a case to be made that driving on keyboard was an advantage. But other keyboard players didn't even come close to matching Pablo's pace, and controller players didn't either. Regardless of the device used, Pablo was the new king of AO7 race, and despite holding the world record by a big margin, he still wasn't satisfied. In August of 2019, Pablo got this run on the track. (26-22). At this point, it was starting to get ridiculous. Thousands of players had tried to beat the world record on AO7 for years, and despite that, Pablo now held the world record, uncontested, by 0.03 of a second. It was inexplicable how good he was on the track, and how much effort he put into maxing out every single corner, every single movement, to try to reach perfection. At this point, everyone else had simply stopped trying, and we all just sat in awe and watched how far Pablo would try to take it. Because you really gotta ask yourself, who in their right mind would look at the 26-22 run and think that it's improvable? It seemed genuinely close to perfection, and by all means it was. But for Pablo GD, who had now played the track for countless hours, he could still see a little bit of room for improvement. So he kept playing the track.
2021!
And 1 year later, in May of 2020, he got this legendary run on AO7 race. (26-21). The interesting thing about this run is that when Pablo got it, he actually didn't upload it to leaderboards right away, because in his own words, he wasn't satisfied with it. He just casually mentioned that he got it in a livestream chat room, and waited about 2 weeks before he eventually uploaded it to the leaderboards. The reason that Pablo wasn't satisfied is that he lost about 0.02 of a second to his personal best in the start. But then, he got an incredible ending to the run, getting much more grip in the uphill, and he overtook his personal best just before the finish line.
But then,
if he had gotten a perfect ending on a perfect start, then the record could perhaps be eternal. But the time spoke for itself. All things considered, this was an amazing run on AO7 race. For a while after it was set, nothing more really happened on the track. But early in 2021, Demon returned to AO7. His personal best was still a 26-25, driven in 2015. And with 6 more years of Trackmania experience, he wanted to see what he was capable of. and if he could match Pablo GD. He started playing the track in March of 2021 and quickly got many promising attempts, but he lost most of them to the zigzag part, where he could not match the uphill that Pablo had in his record. Demon kept playing the track all throughout April, accruing hundreds of runs under 26.30. But despite his consistently fast pace, the 26.21 by Pablo seemed insurmountable. But Demon wasn't going to give up trying without a fight. Demon had essentially held the throne on AO7 for 8 years, from 2010 until 2018, when Pablo finally managed to beat him. And now he wanted to defend what he felt was rightfully his. He kept playing the track for over a month, and finally on the 5th of May 2021, Demon got this run on the track.
They got drugs in this. It's like 85% lean.
26.23, only 200ths of a second away from the record. Demon was getting tantalizingly close to Pablo. He could feel that despite it seeming unbeatable, he could do it. All he needed was one good uphill, and he could potentially match or even beat Pablo's record. But when Demon got this improvement on the track, Pablo also felt that his record wasn't gonna stand for long. So he went back to the track and started grinding. And 1 week later, on the 12th of May 2021, Pablo got this fateful run on AO7 race.
They got drugs in this. It's like 85% lean.
Damn.
26.20, an absolutely astonishing time. When he uploaded it, the community simply couldn't believe it. One thing was knowing that the run was improvable in theory, if he got a perfect start and matched the perfect uphill his 26.21 had. But it was another thing entirely to actually go out and do it. The run was simply incredible. Everything executed to near perfection, with only pixels to spare in each corner, and a great testament to how far determination can get you. Pablo was already the best player in the world on AO7 race in 2018, and since then, he improved the record 4 more times, because he believed he could go even faster. Pablo didn't just want to be the best, Pablo wanted to achieve perfection. And as far as Trackmania history goes, he might be the player that gotten the closest to doing just that. And that is where the world record on AO7 race stands today. Unlike many other tracks in Trackmania, where crazy shortcut discoveries have completely changed the leaderboards over and over again, the history of AO7 race has been one where the fastest strategy has been unchanged for the past 9 years. And it has been an arena for the most precise, skilled players to battle it out for every last pixel through the corners and every last 100th on the leaderboards. But who's to say that this is where the story ends? For all we know, Pablo could still be grinding AO7 race, chasing an even better time. Because in Trackmania, it's only when you think you've reached the limit that you recognize that you can still go even further. And without knowing what the future holds, I think it's safe to say that this isn't the end of the story on AO7 race. And it won't be over until the track is completely maxed out. But for now, this is the history of Trackmania's most optimized track. Thanks for watching.
Tired right now. I don't know why I'm
If you liked this video, then consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with when more Trackmania content is coming out. And I will see you all in the next video.
The video got me so fucking tired. Oh man.
Bitch, it ain't even my
Oh fuck.
Birthday, but I can ball if I want to. Pull up old cars if I want to. How about that bitch with that on in my jumpsuit? Go. Just do what I say and I love you, okay? I get this shit from my uncle. I told Bay get 22 inches of weed tonight. I wanna fuck a Rapunzel. Ain't fucking the right, you ain't pulling the hell. Yeah, legs on the side of your head. Fuck it, let's get in the chair.
Feindlicher Helikopter gesichtet! Ich hab Sichtkontakt zu einem feindlichen Heli gesichtet. Östlich deiner aktuellen Stellung.
Who's out there? What the fuck? Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? God, it's fucking bright out here. Look what I found, dude. Huh? What a score, right? Anyways, Tarkov wiped, I'm sure you noticed, and it has consumed my life. I'm in the thick of it right now. You know, living my rat life. Check out what I found in there. But, you know, it's not all bad. This is the beginning. None of us have anything. There are no Chads. We're all equally poor. You know, we're all using the dirtiest tricks to get ahead. Whatever it takes to make a buck. That's all that matters. You know, the difference between the two is that a rat can look himself in the face in the mirror without crying. You know? We're at home in this shit. This is as comfy as it gets. There's no shame in this. You know? Get out there and be somebody. Blinded you? Anyways, I know you're probably wanting some sort of nuanced critique of how this game is going. You know, like what, Sam, what's your opinion on the wipe? You know? And honestly, by the way, this is all used up. I just use it to hold little treats and stuff to munch on. Honestly, I'm in the middle of this wipe right now. It's hard to get a good sense of the big picture from the eye of the storm, you know what I'm saying? But I can assure you, once I get a lay of the land, I'll come out with a proper video on it. You know, that being said, I am a businessman. So if you can give me, let's say, 6 corrugated hoses, I can come out with that video a little bit faster. Give me those hoses. I know you got those fucking hoses. Give me 'em!
All right, first key of the wipe, boys. First unlocked door of the wipe. A box of 7.62 PS rounds. Yeah, it was all worth it. All the jackets searched, worth it.
All right, we're playing Tarkov? No, I'm kidding. Everyone's a fucking Chad now, right?
I'm at the helm of...
Actually tired, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the L today, guys, okay? I'm gonna relax today off. Maybe I'll come back on, you know what? I'm literally just gonna lay down. GG?
Okay.
You wanna go to the store?
Yeah, I'm gonna play one more Valorant game.
Alright, I'm gonna lay down.
Okay. Good stream.
Love you.
Love you too.
Wait, what?
You're welcome. Anyways.
Yeah, maybe I'll come back later. I'm so dead today, boys. I'm dead. Because anyways, listen, it's simple.
And I like set up the system where I couldn't
bonus,
get it.
Bonus,
so
bonus,
gamble it, but I ended up getting it, and it finally came. So I have a lot of crypto, but it's like, fuck, man.
Did Ace you and Dad for playing Deep Rock?
What is this? Yeah, I know. So. Bonus, bonus, bonus.
Poking.
She didn't flake. She just gave up.
Yeah, actually poking.
Is Darius playing with Jesse? Are they playing?
So suppressors literally just fuck the ergo, but make the recoil so much better.
Dyrus followers also watch Pokelawls.
Yo. Yeah, we hosted this guy. He's the best. Did you guys enjoy his stream yesterday? It was so funny. So good. I love it, man. I just sit there and I enjoy it. Like, I literally just vibe out and enjoy it. He's funny as fuck. He's awesome, dude. Glad you can make it. Glad you made it.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
That's how he is. What is this golf map? Let's play golf.
Okay, Georgie, listen. I got an idea.
What?
How about we...
Gambler, why the fuck would I not gamble?
No.
What?
How about we host Nim?
That's what I was thinking, because he's doing his 24-hour.
He's doing 24-hour. Gotta show him some love.
The same goddamn thing.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
bye guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you later today. I'm literally just gonna take a little break and then I'll come back. You know where? I just don't want to think today, guys. I'm so done. I'm dead today. Okay. Listen, I went so. It doesn't seem like it, but mentally I feel weird because it's post Tarkov. Does that make sense? For 8 days straight, or 9, I woke up, played 10 plus hours of Tarkov until I can't breathe. Like, you know, I could breathe, but okay, I'm done. Get off, go to bed, wake up, do the same thing. I didn't shower for 8 days straight. And now Tarkov's done. I just feel like there's no other game to play. Everything's boring. Now what? I'm tired. Okay? I'm just tired mentally. We get back to normal tomorrow. Back to normal puggers. Alright? Love you guys. Big pug. Bye guys. Go watch him. Alright? There's no such thing as a coincidence. And there's no such thing as a coincidence. The fact that you're watching the stream is...
There's no